arm lock like this. It's not the easiest thing to get. Look, David pushes my arm this way. He quickly goes to my back. And I go from being offensive to being in the defensive position. That's not what I want. Maybe here I think, okay, I'm going to employ a choke maybe that I've used and that I've seen in another video or learned somewhere. This isn't the best place for it. I go to choke, it's hard. He lifts his hips up. Look, I can't choke him. Also, it's put me in a bad position. The main thing about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, is positioning. I want to be in the best position possible to use my attack, and I want to put him in the worst position possible to defend against it. So here, I'm going to go ahead and pass the guard the correct way. But first, let's break it down a little bit to make it easier for you. The first thing we want to talk about is the approach. The approach is crucial in guard passing. Go ahead and let up for a second, David. Whenever you practice and you're getting someone's guard, look how I come into a guard. That's how you want to get into a guard correctly. I'm in posture. Posture is going to help me, and we're going to see why a little bit later, okay? You never want to get into a guard with like this, head down. Oh, look, he hold behind my neck here, David, for a second. Look, it's hard for me to get out of here. I never want to come in and put my hands on the ground like this when I'm going to think about passing, because David just does an attack. I tap out easy. Maybe wrap up this arm here, David. Look, it's hard for me to get out. Now David's going to choke me out on this move here. If I have a correct base and a correct posture in this, I nullify 90% of my opponent's attacks, okay? My approach is correct. I want to come in like this. My hands are either going to be here, right under his rib cage, or a little bit higher by the breastbone right here, okay, comfortable. I want to do what's called a sway back. Now my stomach is going to be sticking out a little bit, my hips going back, and trying to make myself as the best posture I can here, okay? Hands here. Now when David grabs me to pull me down, it's so much harder. Notice how I don't look down. When you look down, even with your eyes, it affects your spine. The more curvature you get in your spine, the easier it is for him to pull you down. Boom. Ever try to pick up a board with your fingertips? Try to pick up a board with your fingertips. It's so hard. You pick it up in the middle, it's easy. Okay, same principle. I want to make myself the board that he's trying to pick up with his fingertips. Okay? I want to come in. Posture's correct. My approach was correct here. So one more time. I'm coming into David's guard. Look, we're going to train, we're going to practice. This is how I come in. Notice how my elbows are a little bit in. I don't want my elbows out here because David's going to grab the back of my elbows and he pulls them out, and look, we're back in this bad position here. Okay? One, approach was correct. Now we're ready for the next move here, which is hand position. Hand position is crucial. Approach was the first step. Hand position is going to be the second step. Now I'm going to start looking for my hand position. One of the most popular ways is for me to get both lapels here, take my right hand and grab up high in his chest, grabbing both lapels. My left hand is going to grab also both lapels a little bit lower, like this. If you prefer, and some people do, that you can grab the belt, some people grab the pant leg here. The second hand, the principle of the second hand is to control his hip, okay? I don't want David's hip, my opponent's hip, to start coming up my body a lot. Let's say, example, I grab up high with both. Look how he starts to slide up, makes it bad for me, pulls me in, slides up, it's going to arm bars. I don't want two hands too low like this. I know some people grab down here and pass the guard by taking their elbows and prying. And yeah, you can maybe give the guy pain. A little guy, you open his guard up and pass like that. But remember, jiu-jitsu was made for the little guy to beat the big guy and not vice versa, okay? My hand's down here. The problem is this guy's pretty strong. He's going to keep his legs locked. Now David's going to just grab both my lapels up top, please. When he pulls me in, not only is he using his upper body, but he's also going to use his legs. So as much as I hold in, look, I'll be looking up in posture. Impossible. I'm going to try it again. Sway back. Everything's good. Impossible to hold here, okay? My right hand, and if you prefer, and a lot of people do, it can be your left hand up front here, and your right hand be the back hand, okay? But my right hand is going to be up front, because that's the way I learned it at least. My left hand is going to be here. Now my right hand does two functions here. A, it controls his upper body a little bit, and also it makes a post, if you will, right on his chest, so that when he pulls me down, my hand digs into him. Pull down a little bit. Look, 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 look. Notice how I keep my arm. It's not out here again. I don't want that, because now he's going to pull me down. Arm is set in here. That's controlling his upper body. Now let's talk about a little bit about the backhand, okay? Backhand's going to control his lower body. Here, a little bit closer like this, or like I said here. For example, many of you have seen a basic arm bar. Well, I'll be here. David, I want you to go ahead and dominate this arm, please. Excellent. And just go ahead and start slowly going for this arm lock. 1, 2, and I tap, okay? When my backhand is controlling his hip, let's say I'm grabbing here by the leg, for example. 1. He goes for that arm bar. I keep it pushing down. Look, now see the space that's here in the hips that my elbow can escape? That's my release valve. Because this is controlling his leg, and he needs this leg to do a proper arm lock, I can easily pull that arm out. And look, it just made my pass that much easier. Imperative, hand position is imperative. 1, 2, 2 here. Here's okay 2, okay, to control. Like this. So the first thing was my approach into the guard. Stay down. 1. As I'm looking forward, my hands start working. Notice one thing. He may be here, he's grabbing both my lapels. Ideally, my right hand will not be under his arm, because here it gives him a little bit of advantage to pull me down. Ideally, my right hand here, I'm going to let go and come over his arm. It gives me a lot more strength when he pulls now. Pull. Look, he doesn't. Notice how I'm a little bit slanted to my left side. With a real strong guy, sometimes you don't want to be directly facing him here. Okay? He can pull you in, especially the guy has strong legs to pull with his knees too. A little bit of a slant sometimes is a good idea when that guy's really trying to pull you down. Look hard for him. Again, try to look forward or look up. 1 or 2. Keep your neck straight. Don't even look down. It'll help if you look up. He pulls now. Pull, 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 pull. No problem for me. Okay? Now I'm ready for step number 3, which is standing up in the guard. Okay? I want to stand up in the guard because that's the safest place to initiate a pass. When I'm in the guard here, it's imperative my hand position is correct. I put my hands in the wrong spot, like when I come in. I put my hands on the ground. Look, the guy here maybe taps me out here, maybe wraps up the arm. I can't get my arm out. The guy's strong. Works on a choke, maybe 2. Taps me out. I always want to come into a guard. This is called my approach. I want to come in, have my hands on him here, right under the rib cage or right a little bit above. Like the breastbone here like this, okay? I want to be looking forward, and I want to do what's called a sway back. That means my stomach is going to be going forward a little bit, hips back a little bit like this, and I look up. The guy don't push me down. He pushed now. Easy for me to stay here, okay? Now I'm going to look for my hand position. While still looking up, I find my hand position. Grab the guy's gi here, both lapels with one hand, like this. Left hand can grab the gi also, right here. Some people prefer the belt. Some people grab here at the pant. All 3 are viable. It depends on what your personal preference is. Let's say I'm going to go with the first one, where I grab here, like this. I don't keep my elbows out like this. The guy pulls on my elbows. Look, I come down easy. When I keep my elbows in, I'm going to pass the guy's guard here. 1, 2. Maintaining the sway back position. Now the guy hard for me to go down. If he's exceptionally strong, I might even turn a little bit to my side, like this. Turn to my side a little bit, give a little bit of an angle, harder for him to take me down here. Easy for me to stay, okay? Staying off of here, I feel comfortable. I'm ready to take the next step. I'm thinking about standing up. When passing the guard, to open the legs up, the best place to be out of Baja Gracie, where I came from, is always standing up on our feet. First thing. So I want to achieve that first. I cannot do it if my posture is incorrect. My posture is down here like this. I'm not going to stand up. Look what happened. I look down. Now I've made the guy hand behind my head, annoying me all the time, strong guy. We do like this. Now the guy put the hand behind my head. It's no problem. Hard for him to get up there. Next thing I'm looking at is to make sure my arm never crosses the plane here of his breastbone. It never can go to one side of it or the other side of it too much. If it's too much here, look, I'm grabbing on this side. He's going to give me a little bit of a push here, David. That way, please, with this. And the guy, all of a sudden, I have problems here. The guy goes to my back easy. I want to make sure I'm aligned. Arms forward, Here, not letting that happen. If I start to get in trouble too much, I put a little bit more weight on this side or the other side, and I take it from there. So 1, 2, my approach is secure, I'm ready to take the next step. Look at some of the attacks that might happen if I'm here and my posture is not correct or if my base isn't sound. A lot of dangerous stuff, a lot of stuff I don't want to be a part of right now. The answer for these attacks right here is posture and base. Okay? Without that, all the fancy stuff that you've learned to this point, it's no good. Okay? And all the stuff that he's learned from the bottom, when I come in with a proper base and a proper posture, I'm going to negate all that stuff, and that's exactly what I want. So after I came in here like this, I got my approach in, my hand position. Sometimes though, this guy is a little bit higher up in the belts. It's going to make things difficult for me. I get my hand position here, and he's going to grab his lapels up here, both of them. Look, strong guy, impossible for me to hold here. As much as I want, I hold strong like this. He rips it right open. Now look, I'm a little bit compromised. If I don't know where my hands are going to go next, he's going to start the whole series of attacks again. So we're going to look at over a couple of different hand positions. This one here is my fundamental hand position always, okay? 1, 2, or again, like this is okay too. When the guy opens up a gi or is making it hard for me to even grab anything, I want to come in. One position is, look, I'm going to grab both lapels. We call it grabbing the reins, like you're going to grab the reins of a horse, just like this. 1, 2, makes it harder for the guy. Sometimes he's holding here, I can't really get in there. I can take my hands here and grab here, kind of right by his arms like this, elbows stay in, and I keep the guy at bay here. He tries to pull me down hard again. Look, look, look. I can push in like this. I push off of him. The guy doesn't go anywhere. So I want to make sure that I have options, because without options, if all of a sudden he has an answer for something I'm doing, I need an option to where to go. It's kind of like a chess game a little bit, and player with the best moves wins. Okay? I came in with my approach, came in here like this, grab, maybe Dave opens up a little bit. I want to come in, grab here like this, hold. Now I'm ready for step number 2. I'm going to start passing the guard a little bit. Standing up is the next option. Approach was number 1. Number 2 was hand position. Now number 3, I'm going to look at standing up. A little bit here. It's imperative when I stand up, I stay in posture and then stand up. I never try to stand up out of posture and then try to get the